Ayuk Osman Gazi. Travel back 700 years to a fantasy Earth. The world is a gritty, dangerous place. The papacy is challenged by an anti-pope. The papal disbanded Templars recede into memory, and the Teutonic Order seems to be consuming magic, secularizing and growing in power. Two emperors battle within the Holy Roman Empire, and Hungary is at its height, but is being torn apart by a civil war. As they all fight amongst themselves, I expand rapidly and consume everything. The adventurers, they call themselves the others discovered I am a vampire. Now they are trying to create a powerful weapon to destroy me. They will never succeed. While many have walked with these self-proclaimed champions, these are the present adventurers.
Only a city as grand, beautiful and powerful as Genoa could bear a man of my talent. Me? I am Naldo Renzi, treasure hunter, adventurer, master swordsman, and lover. In my journeys, I have learned of the adventures of the champions of the sun. They are just who I am looking for to assist me in the retrieval of the rare artifacts I seek, and heaven knows they could use my help in whatever they are up to.
I am Balder, a Norseman, a soldier, and an Eldritch knight. I left my home to leave politics behind, only to be dogged by it across Europe. I first met the Champions of the Sun outside a small town in Hungary. Together, we battled Ottoman raiders and vampires. The Champions gave me purpose again, and where it takes me, I know not, but I know I want to be a part of it.
I am Kip Kalin, Ranger of the North, and I am lost. Hailing all the way from Garin in Scotland, I have faced great tragedy, losing all those dear to me. I am haunted by that fateful night, and what was taken from me. I face defeat at every turn, attempting to enact revenge on those that did this to us. And when all my strength, resources, and allies, save for my trusted wolf Lycoa, was depleted, I stumbled upon the Champions of the Sun at the Battle of Sakut. I decided to ally myself with these seemingly capable and worthy adventurers to aid me in putting the lost to rest. It is what she would want, or so she seems to indicate.
I am Bela. I hail from far-off Ethiopia. With no brothers, my noble father indulged my obsession with self-defense. On business in Rome, my family was accosted, but my skills enabled me to defeat our attackers. My desire to fight crime fueled. In my travels, I made a powerful enemy who may now pursue me. Near the Drusistine, I met a stoic knight and the Champions of the Sun. Now, in a strange land, I hope they can help me deliver justice to criminals, or death.
In these dark times, the dead rise and strike fear and feed on the living. I am Baron Andre Franhelin II. I am dedicated to unlocking the forbidden secrets of my family. Through science and God, I strive to make the dead stay dead. Many fear what they do not understand, the raw materials of the flesh.
I am Matias of the House of Bathory, Knight Baron of Carpathia. With my traveling companion, Ambria, I was dragged into a whirlwind path by a rogue monk. But those I have met since then have earned my respect. And, more importantly, my trust.
If you meet one who claims to be a champion of the sun, tell me their whereabouts. Better yet, kill them on sight. I will reward you handsomely. Welcome to Dies the Adventure.
Welcome, I'm Tom. Thank you for joining us. We're a group of gamers who get together in real life to play Dungeons and Dragons. Some of us are military, others are in construction, still others are retail managers, a few are in IT, we're parents, students, etc. So we do this strictly for fun. We hope you enjoy it nonetheless. There were quite a few thank yous in our open, except one. We would like to thank you, our Twitch, Facebook, Kick, Twitter X followers, and our YouTube subscribers. Thank you for joining us. If you have not already, please follow on Twitch and Kick. Please like on YouTube and Facebook, and please subscribe on YouTube. If during the stream you follow on Twitch, or if you subscribe on YouTube, your username will pop up on the screen. Oh, I see Jess carefully scanning the battlefield in my periphery here. To all of our subscribers, you'll see that soon enough. Thank you very much. So let's jump right in. Welcome back, champions of the sun.
Tom's reading. I'm all like,
woo! Tom's doing what?
You're reading, and I'm like,
reading in front of the teleprompter.
Yeah. Welcome back, champions of the sun. I wish you good times, great rolls, and happy adventuring. The question, of course, welcome back, James. I know you were not here. Ryan, welcome back as well. To those of you who were here, Jess, Mark, Nick, Reiner, Brian is on his way. To those who were here, at least, or you guys, if you watched the stream, what happened last session?
Battle continued. And we did really well, considering what we were up against and what we were doing. Although there are a lot of individual enemies out there, we've managed. Matias made a great charging strike against Gazi, doing critical damage to him and rendered him crippling him, tossing him. I think maybe the throne tipped or something. I don't know. But he's immobile now. He can no longer move, at least for the time being. He managed to look back on the battlefield and see the scores of dead that Kip Kalin and Naldo had rendered behind him, and became very upset and created this fleshy golem-like creature to attack us. And he currently has Kip in his arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
not a nice hug.
It's not a nice hug.
By any means. I am there trying to rescue Kip. I was able to strike a decent blow on him, and he is also no longer able to move, but it doesn't do too much good because I am right next to him. There's also a lot of ninjas about.
We had a DM favor was called upon.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Everybody was getting real hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and so Edric called upon Odin for, I can't remember exactly how I phrased it, but it was strength, wisdom, guidance and assistance in defeating Gazi. And then, cashed in the favor, and Odin healed us.
Yeah, we got a lot of healing and a free round out of it.
Yeah, the free
So
round
even
was
with all
definitely
that, I'm
crucial.
still dead.
Nice.
Not dead. I'm not dead yet.
Odin, can I have some of that healing?
We think we might hear the cart in the distance, maybe turning around.
Think so. I look back, no one's retreating with me. What's going on?
The Baron, and even though Brian insisted he did nothing all game, was able
all these little red dots.
was able to kill like 15 guys all by himself. Yeah, I did nothing.
The whole time.
Yeah. I didn't help you guys at all.
I couldn't do anything.
Yeah. And he's on
plays
his way to help some more.
The damn rules of D&D. Just handcuff you the whole time.
I think that's about it.
Okay. Awesome stuff. Welcome back. Guys, let me just kind of add to that and paint a little bit of the picture. You're on a road from Paris down to Dijon. Probably about a full day's ride outside of Paris. For the past 8 years, the Champions of the Sun have ventured very, very far afield. Starting somewhere right outside of Vienna at a crossroads with Umgos, and deciding to turn away from the DM's prepared town to attack a coach and pillage it, and then continue onward.
That is how every game should start.
Yes.
Tom's still bitter about that town.
Still better.
It's still built in the back.
That's the one movie we retcon it.
Yes. They ventured forth and into the Carpathian lands, where they met, among others, Jumnus and Balder, and came upon an Ottoman strike force that attacked Carpathia, and were set about being tasked by the Emperor of Carpathia, or one of his chancellors, to find out what the Ottomans' intentions were. You headed south and east, so fought many battles, meeting up with Kip Kalin, and fought at the Battle of Bursa, the Siege of Bursa, and fought at battles outside of Sagut, and then met Osman Gazi himself in Sagut. And with Osman Gazi was a red dragon, even though there are no red dragons. Goaded by the DM into fighting, Jumnus struck away. But the party fled to fight
Escaped with
another
our
day.
lives.
I'm sorry?
Escaped with our lives.
Escaped with your
Thanks to
lives.
That was probably one of my favorite moments. Was that moment.
Escape with your lives
Run away.
just to have
With my wife that went missing.
That's right.
just to
Like
have,
ages ago.
just to have Gundrick Vauxhall unleash an undead horde. But subsequently he was beat to death in the streets of Constantinople by Borinth and some others.
Had his arm cut off.
Yes, among other things.
Judge, jury, and executioner.
The party made their way across the Mediterranean, up the Aegean, restoring a princess to the throne of Serbia, through Italy, fighting creatures underneath the ground in Italy, destroying a giant phallic symbol in Venice itself. Crossed the Alps in the dead of winter, where they met Ximon, a mage. Continued across the Alps into the Germanies, where Borinth blazed his path up the Untersberg mountain to see Barbarossa and to receive gifts foisted upon all the while searching for components for something to destroy Osman Gazi, while Matias was trying to negotiate and build forces to summon forces to help in Carpathia to defeat the civil war, but also to oppose Osman Gazi. You eventually made your way toward Kaiberg and found the first component of the Tour de Dimon, a Heilige or the Lancehead. Balder weapon bonded himself to it, so that it would be with him. Even if it was taken away, it would always come back to Balder. You guys continued onward up the Rhine to Badenweiler, where you eventually bid adieu to Borinth. Met some other party members along the way. Made your way to Amsterdam, where you found one gem of power. You know there are others out in the world, but one gem of power that would power the Tour de Demon. An incredibly powerful weapon that could destroy just about any creature. Continuing on from Amsterdam in the Benelux, after wiping out a giant tower and Balder exploding it and it collapsing down upon itself, you guys made your way toward Paris and found and battled in the sewers underneath the mistress, one of many mistresses you fought along the way, including one at Christmas time. And there you found the staff of a dogwood tree. A dogwood tree that, though its branches are normally twisted, this staff was straight because it was a piece of wood from the true cross. Using the bond of all of you, the Baron figured out that the blood was the bond between all of you, and you all cut your hands and used the blood to create it as a coagulant, as a glue, not only the bond between yourselves, but also the bond that mounted the Heilige Lanze to the staff and mounted the power source to the staff. And now you had a powerful weapon. You met, leaving Paris, you met along the road, about a day outside of Paris, a couple hours north of Dijon. You came across an Ottoman war party, an Ottoman party rather, with a bureaucrat and a bunch of others. Borinth led the way with 2 fireballs. Balder, rather. Borinth, Balder.
Sweet, we got Borinth here.
It was quickly followed up by Matias throwing in a 3rd fireball. You guys waded into battle. You waded into battle, and you took out gobs of these bad guys. Just slews of them. Too many bodies to count on the field. And as you did, the leader, the vizier, who was with them, revealed that it was not just happenstance that you stumbled across this Ottoman party on this road. It was more than happenstance. It was their plan that you meet them. And he allowed himself, this vizier who you had met, who Balder had met, who Matias had met, who Gemnus had met at the Battle of Scopa, he allowed himself to be destroyed again as a beacon to summon forth the red dragon, which of course was not a red dragon, but a demon in disguise. But not only did he summon forth the red dragon and the demon, but he let loose a message to Osman Gazi that here they are. The party then, the Baron, destroyed, utterly destroyed the dragon, using his magic to banish it, to pull it down in the earth, and it exploded, sending body parts in every direction, but then revealing the red dragon for what it truly was, the demon. Balder incredibly leapt up into the air with a carpet that and wrapped it around the demon, pinning it in place. And then the party was presented with two targets, Gazi and the demon. And there was some debate back and forth, and debate back and forth.
Still debate.
And still debate back and forth. But the party decided, take out the demon. And did they ever, together, launched all 6 individuals who were available. Everyone grabbed hold of the lance and charged close to 6 rods and did incredible, massive damage to it. And it just exploded, covering the battlefield with blood and gore. It was an epic, epic victory, worthy of ending a campaign by itself. But is right. But Gazi was still on the field, and is still on the field. He is a vampire. He is a vampire with all of the weaknesses of vampires and all of the strengths of vampires. And we continue. Boom, boom. Let's start. It is the top of the round. But before we start with the top of the round, any shout-outs among the players? I promised you guys this last session and I failed to call for it. Anything you want to yell, ideally to a compatriot who is nearby, but I will give a lot more flexibility to it. You guys, any shout-outs to anyone else?
You mean like
to each other, to Matias, where are you?
First, I'm gonna give a shout out to Lennon because today is Lennon's 16th birthday.
Oh, happy
birthday!
birthday.
Happy birthday, Lennon! Happy birthday, Lennon! I know you're
Happy
not
birthday,
watching.
Lennon.
He's not watching.
No, he's not watching.
But you'll make him watch it when you get home.
He'll watch later. That's the first shout out.
That's all you get.
Oh. Never mind. I won't tell you guys the important piece of information I was going to share with everybody. That was most likely going to just
Shout it out, I can't hear you anyway.
What is it?
Oh no. I don't think I need to really shout it out though. Just
Yell for Balder.
well, yeah, Balder, come back, Balder. Balder, come back.
Balder, come back.
Yeah. I don't know. I have nothing else.
I got nothing else.
That was anticlimactic.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Okay. I can do something. So the Baron will be like, remember the gifts I gave you. He is a vampire. We must use our tools. And I'll take out my crucifix and I'll hold the crucifix out in front of myself. At least for now. Everybody should have crucifixes. I did give everybody a crucifix. So. Oh, maybe not you. That was a long time ago.
Okay, with
I
that,
don't remember when it was.
everyone hears from the Baron, pull out your crucifixes. And it is the good guy's turn. This big guy turns to you.
Tom, sorry. Kip is like dangling in the arms.
Yes,
And
he
he's
is.
beaten to a pulp. He's bloody. He's dying, and he sees Naldo still engaged with this beast trying to save him, and he lulls his head over and he looks over at Naldo and says, "Run, save yourself, go." That's how it's gonna be. That won't be his shout out. I'm sorry. Yes, we're back in it, boys.
Okay, the good guys are up with that. Okay, the good guys are up, and this giant beast, he's starting up front. You will now I did my best to try and indicate where all the bad guys' hit points were, because it was getting even confusing for me. If it's amber, if it's blue, they were not hit. If it's amber, they were hit and their minus is on there. If it's orange, they were hit and they're more than bloodied. If it's red, they're very badly bloodied, if that makes sense. Okay, with that, the beast turns and he's got Naldo right in front of him, and he just decides to slam away at him.
Is he using Kip?
He's using Kip in his fist. He's gonna start with a fist and a head bump at first. And you are AC 19, correct, Naldo?
Correct.
And both of them hit you for slamming into you for 68 points of damage.
Okay, yeah, I'm down.
Oh, you are. Naldo goes, just slams and goes down. Then he doesn't need to use his last thing. In that case, this guy will start to move in this. He will difficult terrain, so he's probably only going to get to about there. And I'm going to get up and move around a little bit here. Bear with me. Excuse my boarding room reach. These two will turn and go. Let me see. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah!
The trees are moving.
Yeah.
He's got a. I still have my Spirit Guardian.
Oh yeah. Then we're not going to go that far. We'll just go to right here. Ah. Yeah. There's little pieces of tape are making things a little more complicated. They'll go there. And let me see, is there anybody else over there? No, there's nobody else over there at the moment. Okay, and some arrows come flying at the Baron. Is there anything providing you anything? The Spirit Guardians doing anything to the arrows themselves?
No, it's only if they come within range of me.
Okay. AC 18, 22 hits, then 19 hits as well. And I have to reset this here. 1,001. We will just, there we go. And a 3 hits on you. You take 33 points of piercing damage. You're down as well.
Yep.
Okay, that is them. These guys. Excuse me.
You're fine.
Well, they don't need to shoot that way then. Yeah, they're gonna move up over in this general area. He'll come over. Yeah. All these guys will move over this way. Yeah, we'll drag. Okay.
Not a lot.
I'm sorry?
Because it's a lot.
Yep. Matias.
Yes?
You and Edric are standing in front of Gazi. Gazi turns to you both.
You cannot defeat me here. You have won an incredible victory. I admire what you have done to that heinous form, believe it or not. That thing that created me. But I am free now as well. Free of it. I, unlike it, I am lawful. There is an order to the world, and I merely want that order. Surrender, and you can live to fight another day. I don't want your deaths, but I will take your deaths. There's only one thing I want.
What do you say?
And what is that?
I want my medallion back. What do you say?
Even if that were something I would do. I cannot make that decision.
And who can
I do
make
not
that
have it.
decision? Then Matias.
Well, I suppose that's the question, isn't it? After all, I would be a poor knight indeed if I abandoned my oaths for the sake of my own survival.
So no. You won't return it or help it be returned.
Are you going to forego the blood of the innocent?
The blood of the... There are no innocents.
With that, his sword comes up in the air and swings down through the two of you. At disadvantage, mind you. Oh, a fumble! Somebody hand me a fumble card!
Nice.
Critical miss.
Matias starts laughing.
No, it's a hit.
On the left, right there, that one.
No, Edric's just been chuckling the whole time. He has no idea what's going on. There's a big bad guy in front of him.
Stabs
Let it
himself
jiggle.
in the brain.
Rolls against the creature. He's slightly distracted or at advantage until the beginning of his next turn, which you already have advantage, but he seems like he's slightly distracted. And then he swings away at you again. Ooh. It cleaves through, and what's your armor class, Edric?
It's 14.
14. One of them. So it goes through Matias and misses. It like slices along your armor, Matias, and then cuts into Edric. Edric, you take 34
Don't worry about
points
it.
of slashing damage.
Done.
And then he leans back and he just opens his mouth at you, Matias, and breathes this hideous, noxious gas of blood and mucus and flies, and all of this debris come forth from his mouth. Roll a wisdom DC. What did I say it is here? Roll a DC 17. Con save.
Yeah. DC 17. Constitution.
Yes, sir.
That's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. This glop and goo spews all over you, just like covering you with this crap. And you manage to shake it off. You take 17 points of necrotic damage. And sure, those guys in the back, 6 shurikens come hurtling in your direction from the guys in the back, from the guys in the peanut gallery. I don't think they have a chance. You feel these shurikens slamming against your body.
Resorting to cowardice now, Gazi? I thought that at least you had the spine to face a man in honest combat.
There is no such thing as honest combat here, Matias.
What's your AC?
24.
Mine?
Yes, yours.
21.
21. You take 11 points of piercing damage. And last one coming at you. Gotta do it the old-fashioned way here. One more hit for 11 more points of piercing damage. And Kip, you are up.
Barely.
You are...
I thought he was barely up.
I think you made your death
I have
save.
2 death saves. I need to make one more.
Okay.
Oh, it's a 2.
There we
Here we
go.
go. Kip is up.
Kip is up or
Stable.
Stables. Kip is stable. That is Kip. Any
No longer
shot?
dying.
Stable
Well,
for somebody who's being waved around like a.
Can I use these while I'm stable?
Kip, as you make your...
I can't.
Good berries?
I have to summon them first.
I'm sorry?
I said eat good berries, but I'm
I always
unconscious.
keep one in my mouth, so when I
Yeah,
go
yeah.
unconscious, it just
My
slides
back
down.
tooth is really a good berry.
Yeah. That's pretty smart.
Kip, as you make your saving throw and life flashes before your eyes, all 6 feet under. And, what do you see?
I starts to come to, and I just told Naldo to run, but I see him fall, and my head's lolling all over as he's walking around, smashing me all over the place, and I hear Edric cry out, and the Baron drop, and I feel just a wash of hopelessness come over me, and as I'm dangling there, I question, what was this all for? And I beg and I plead to the druids of the woods around me and the dryads in the forest, and hum like a small Celtic prayer, a quick one, just saying, it's not time yet. This isn't how it's supposed to go. I'm supposed to see her. I don't see her. She's not here. This isn't right. And I feel just like a bit of strength, just enough to come to, and
You hear a voice in your head, and she says, Kip, this might be the time. I don't feel as though it's meant to be. It's not what I saw. But it might be the time. And the image slowly fades.
Elsa, I see her, she's really there. My friends, my family. And then I'll just go back unconscious.
Ooh, collecting. Hot token. Can't use it, you're unconscious.
Can't use it.
You can share.
Boulder. You and Kroof. You don't know, but Kroof has been hanging on to the bottom of this carriage. Your life. His legs wrapped up over one of the axles, and his arms holding on to the bottom of the other, onto the bottom, as the axle is bouncing away and scraping at the bottom of your legs, and you keep trying to raise them up, like, this is burning, and it's bouncing down the road, and the sound is still audible from up the road, off to the south. You know is Dijon. It is probably another hour and 45 minutes away. To the north is Gazi, your compatriots, or former compatriots. Ottomans, there were at least a half dozen plus. And Gazi himself. Beyond that, about another 8 to 10 hours away is Paris. What are you doing?
So I will bring the horses to a stop. I'll pull the reins. I'll look back, see that no one is following me. Those fools. And I will,
It is darkness. You look back, and all you see is darkness. You don't see the red light penetrating the fog. The woods are thick and dark. It is night now. Visibility is maybe 60 feet. You feel the cart come to a halt, come to a screeching halt in the dirt road.
I will start to turn the cart around.
It's a narrow road. It's going to take some effort to turn it around.
So as I'm turning it around, I will reach into my bag. I will pull out Born's horn, and I will say, "Born, old friend, I think this is the end." And as I turn the cart around, I'll just blow the horn, let them know friends are coming back, whoever may still be there.
It's like the silliest sounding horn you do.
Yeah.
No, you get to hit it. You're the one blowing it. You get to hit it.
No. The batteries
Turn it
work.
on. Is it on? Oh, that was that was anti.
Sorry.
And I will just start coming back.
You turn.
I don't know how far I am, but
You feel the cart turning. What are you doing?
Wait, I'm hanging on the Gazi's cart or his cart?
His cart.
Oh yeah, you're on his car. You're
I
on.
thought I was in the Gazi's.
Yeah, no, you ran.
Okay.
You like went and hid underneath, and he took off. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel it turning in the road. It's probably going to take a couple rounds to swing this thing around in the middle of the road.
I'm still trying to figure out
Like K-turn.
what the hell is going on at this point. Because I don't know. I didn't realize he stopped. You know what I mean? Now I do. So I'm going to try to yell. Hopefully he hears me.
I can hear you right there.
Yes, of course you
Hey! Stop for a minute! Ah!
Georgie?
I knew you could talk.
I knew you could talk.
So I will hop out. I go, what are we doing?
We have to go back. They're all gonna die.
Oh, we're gonna die too.
Then so be it. I can't leave them. As much as I want to live, I can't leave them behind.
More of that whiskey.
So in the back of Cruz's mind, he's thinking, these are your friends, they're not mine. I just met you guys like 2 weeks ago in some sewers.
As I'm like awkwardly trying to get the horses to like move around. I'm like,
I'm
it's
thinking,
like, if you
I'm
want to
just
leave,
standing there and,
if you want to leave, go.
like playing what's all in my mind, and I'm like, I don't know. These are your friends. I'm thinking, is we're dying for somebody I don't even know. I don't know who this Gazi guy is. All of a sudden, he just showed up out of nowhere. But
I mean, if you want to leave, you can go.
but I'm not saying something. I'm saying it in my mind.
I brought you to safety. If you want to continue on, I can't. I thought I could. I can't leave them.
Such a tough decision. Very tough. I don't know what to do. Don't want to die, but don't know. These people are nice. If I go back, there's all that gold in the sewers. I don't know. As a last ditch effort, he will dig deep into his inner soul and say, hopefully if at least one of them comes alive, maybe they can help me find my mom. And I'll just hop into the back of the cart.
You hop into the back of the cart. Boulder is up front. You could jump up front with him if you wanted to, or you could. You're in the back of the cart.
I'll jump wherever I can jump.
You leap up, and the two of you are up front, doing K-turns in the middle of the road with this.
I'm like, I yell at, can't we just unhook the horses? Fuck the car.
We could do that.
Sure. It would be faster. They're making all these U-turns. What would be faster?
Pull the straps off.
You start pulling the straps off, and you get up onto the horses, and you start riding.
Lower my arm down, pick them up.
North.
Throw them over.
As he does that, as you start riding, I ready my bow.
You ready your bow. Naldo, make a death saving throw.
Oh, God. You just failed 3 times in a row?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Are these expended?
Yes.
What goes through?
So, Naldo's sitting on a wharf in Genoa. The sun's out. The small waves are lapping, sunlight glinting off the tips of them all, and he's very at peace and he's relaxed. And he looks over to his right, and he sees Simon. And Simon turns to him and says, "I'm going home too. You need to help my friends." And Naldo just looks across the bay and just takes a breath. And he looks back, and Simon's gone. That's it.
The Baron, make a death saving throw. Wait a second. 1 second. Huh? That is not the music that the Baron would die to.
Wow.
Take no Viking.
I mean, I do get 3 fails. So at least.
Could be 2.
Okay, Baron.
Well,
make
that was
your
the
death
first one was a
saving
fail. So I gotta do that. That's a natural 1.
That's
No, no, you gotta use your.
I haven't even.
That was his last
No.
one.
Well,
There, roll again.
We can use
Really?
ours on his death fails?
What?
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
you
know.
can use them on each other.
what are you crazy?
That's a
16,
16.
that's pass, okay.
What goes through the Baron's mind as he briefly lapses in just darkness, briefly overcame, and then he just started to come back again.
The Baron imagines himself laying in the swamps, and there's hands are just coming up and grabbing him and pulling him down deeper into the swamps and the muck, the mire, and then he sees in the distance, as though it's like lit by candlelight, he sees his friends falling, and he just keeps thinking how he's failed, and that the Lord has, that he's failing the Lord, and that the whole reason the Lord has allowed him to exist was to right the wrong of Gazi and the demons in the world, and he's just failing. The more he feels like he's failing, he just feels more of those decaying hands just grabbing him and pulling him down.
Take the token. That is the Baron. And we're up to Edric. Edric.
Yeah, make it that same throw.
Yep. 4.
4.
It's a failure.
That's unfortunate.
As Edric feels the life slowly, possibly fading from him, what goes through his mind?
He is laying on his back and just staring up at the sky where he saw Odin riding through earlier to give us assistance. He thinks about his wife and kids back in England that he knows he may not ever see. And he will miss them, but he knows that if he does die here, he will die a happy man. Knowing that his wife and kids are still alive, and that where he is going to after this, Odin has set a place at his table for him to feast at, knowing that he will be there with his forebears and seeing all of his ancestors. And he smiles as he is scanning around him for one of the Valkyries to come and carry him off to Valhalla.
And even as you said that, in the image that starts to flash, these spirit-like forms with wings and lances slowly rise from the ground. Their bluish apparitions stand like sentinels on either side of a great hall, and one slowly reaches its hand out toward you. Kroof, you guys are bounding down the road. What are you doing? You're riding your horses as you come streaming down the road. You're riding right alongside Balder. Anything you say, do? It's still darkness.
Oh, we can't see anything.
Not yet. I mean, you're riding through the darkness.
Oh, we don't see any Gazi or anything.
Nothing yet. Just keep riding.
I'm just trying to. I'm aiming as best as I can. As soon as I can get a shot off.
As you continue
as I'm holding on to this husky guy from the back with one hand.
Matias, you are up.
Yep.
Run away.
Okay.
Matias, you stand alone in front of Gazi.
Oh, he just left, did he?
No one left.
No, he's right in front of you. Gazi's in front of you, and I just got knocked unconscious right next to you.
No, you are the only one out of all of us present at the battle that are still upright.
How many people were unconscious?
4.
Everyone.
4.
4.
So you stand. It is dark. It is night. Somehow the rhythmic music beats in the background.
This is Matias, I think. This is given. It's nothing that it was given to me by what's name Rachel. There's really nothing there to help anyone.
Oh no, I thought these were Matias.
No.
They might be. I don't know.
No, they were Galelas.
Galela gave me. They're like
Matias has no potion.
poison and against poison and stuff like that. There's nothing there. That's why I left it in case you guys need it.
Matias, right around you, you see that Edric has fallen to Gazi's sword blow. Off slightly to your right in the woods, you saw the Baron just get pummeled with arrows and go down. You don't see Kip. You don't see Naldo. But something in you senses they are not upright. You know the Baron is down. You know Edric is down. Something is telling you Kip is down. Something is telling you that Naldo is down. Nowhere to be seen are Balder and Kroof. The last you saw of them, if you saw them,
No, he's been down.
the last you saw of them, if you saw them, they were bounding down the road southbound for Dijon. Gazi turns to you.
Is this the way you want to die, Matias? Even if you manage to somehow knock what you would call unconscious this vessel, my undead putrid vessel filled with moths and all kinds of other things that I have consumed. Even if you manage, what makes you think that I will do anything other than turn into a blood mist and disappear. I will make you a deal. Get me the medallion. You may go south and get it from your compatriots, and I recognize that you are a worthy adversary. I know that I will eventually fight you again on the battlefield, whether it is here or it is in hell. But you give me back that medallion, and I will spare you and your compatriots' lives. I will even do one better, because I know you came this close to killing me, but chose not to. I will tell you where at least one other gem of power is. That is my offer, or you will die here today.
It is your action.
So my choices are to give you something that I don't know exactly what it does, and to face my own conscience. Or to die. That is what you're saying?
Yes.
Does Matias know what the gem of power is? Does he know what you're talking about, the gem of power?
For the staff, right?
Does Matias know?
Yeah, he knows.
Yes.
Is that?
Yeah,
Is it a gem? I didn't think they were gems.
Yeah.
Eternal Tengri.
I thought they were dragon.
Yeah, but that's what they're called.
Oh, were they? Oh, okay. Alright, I was thinking it was something different.
If ever there was a time when I needed a sign. Blue sky above, even if I should fall. See to it that my that my brothers in arms rise. And forgive me for being such a fool. And Matias charges forward.
Swing away, Matias. 3 attacks.
That's a natural 20.
A natural 20! Huzzah! Somebody pull a critical card for him.
Maximum damage.
Huzzah!
Okay. Then with Befel, that's 11.
Oh no, he's glitching.
Totally should have taken that deal.
11 plus 5 is 16.
I would have taken that deal.
My second attack is
I might still have it.
a 23, and my third attack is a 21.
All 3 hit. And you see just slashes of fat and goo just rolling out.
Okay, so that's another 15 damage, and for my last, that it is another 13. So 16, 15, and 13. So 28 plus 16 is 44.
44 more points of damage. On top of what was the first one?
That was, I think,
It's
total.
44 altogether.
44 altogether. Understood.
You got
get your toes out to keep going.
Your sword just slashing away. You see huge gashes forming in his belly. The blood. He just calls forth his blood, fountain of blood, and it spews forth right behind you. This blood emanates and just out of the ground, covering you with goo. Make another blood. DC 17 con save, Matias.
I pass it.
Pass. You take 17 more points of necrotic damage, and it's just like the
I'm down.
You are down.
And as Matias falls, he lands on his knees and looks up at the sky and says, "Did I do well, my lord? Was it enough? Keep the others before falling forward."
Matias, you call out to Tangre and you fall forward. And even as you're falling forward, the blackness of the woods and the fog and your brain give way. And you see the green fields of Carpathia and the blue, bright blue, the most bright cyan blue sky of Tangri above. And you start to drift in and out. The opponents somewhat reorganize themselves. Give me a moment.
Just want to let you know, Ryan, we're all counting on you.
What was that from? You can open the door, man.
Counting on Kroof. I don't know about you guys.
Kroof's going right for the jugular.
Yep. I'm gonna punt him.
Not likely. I'll put you in the bow and draw it back. Right for the throat.
Right in the throat. Wow, those guys are moving one turn. They're flying.
Well, it's been a couple turns, I think, as
Well,
the
no.
card's coming back.
Oh, is that what it is? The card's that far away? I guess so.
Do we need to make more death saves?
Yeah.
Give me a moment.
Probably.
You'll get there.
We'll get there. You're all dead. We're all dead.
He's just pushing our bodies along with his throw. He's rolling.
The leg is still broken.
Did you see Lola?
Can somebody lay me over, please?
Oh.
Check your mic,
Did you ask her
Renner.
about why?
Check your mic, Renner. Kip, do you have any death saves?
No, I'm stable.
You're stable. You feel your body being jostled around a bit. But you don't come to. Balder, you and Kroof are bounding down the road. Kroof is holding on to you. And it's still darkness up ahead. But even through the hooves stomping away at the gravel and the ground, you know that the sound up ahead has diminished. Still you ride on and continue to ride. Naldo,
Real
make a
quick,
death
while,
save.
Yeah, while I'm riding, I'm going to take the crucifix I was given and I'm going to fasten it to my hammer and just tie it onto the front, so it's just there.
Nice. That's a pass.
What goes through your head then, Naldo?
Naldo is with his adopted father, the man that brought him into his livelihood, Liberia, and he's at his first fencing lesson inside his house in Genoa, and he's making all sorts of foolish mistakes and doesn't know what he's doing at all. Liberia is very gentle and teaching, and like the sun's like shining in through the stained glass windows, coming down into the room that they're in, and it just keeps playing forward as it slowly fades away.
The Baron. What goes through the Baron's mind?
It depends what happens here. Oh, that's pass. So as the Baron's still being pulled down into the marsh, he starts seeing the faces of the souls that he is doctored in the past. Like people that he's helped, tried to help, and the people that he also took their life force from. He sees them all like their faces start manifesting in front of him. The same way when his spirit guardians come around him and like this kind of like wispy form. So he starts seeing all of them, and their expressions are blank. They're not angry. They're not sad. They're not happy. They're just blank faces. He sees them all, but there's no expression on their faces.
Edric, make a death save.
You have one fail or one success?
One failure. Actually, this one. It's prettier. It's a success.
Nice.
What goes through Edric's mind as he...
As he looks at the Valkyrie reaching her hand out, he reaches his hand out to take it, and he feels that one slight pressure in his chest. It's like there's something a little bit here. Try to hold on longer. And he hesitates in reaching forward. Other than that, he just looks around and sees fields and knows that one direction is where he belongs with his family, his forefathers. The other is with the champions of the sun, who might actually help him get back to his family.
Beyond the rows and rows of sentinels, the terrain rises to a mountain. And the sky is just brilliant, just bespeckled with stars and color. But night and color, they're not clouds, but they're wisps of something across it. And there on top of the mountain is a colossal building with huge columns. And it starts to fade. Kroof, you're holding on to him, and you note what Balder noted, the sound of combat from up ahead has faded. You're holding on to him in the dark, riding through the fog and down this narrow path in the night. But the sound of battle that you know you were just at, maybe a minute ago, 2 minutes ago, that sound of battle has faded.
You're holding on to Boulder. Anything?
I will go to Boulder and go, I don't hear any noise. What do you think happened?
I fear the worst.
Don't say that.
He may have already gotten to them.
If you got to them, then we're dead too. Might as well make one last good stand.
So be it, and I'll just rush the horses on fast.
I will stand up. I have acrobatic agility. I will stand up and rest the crossbow on like his shoulder so I can get better steady aim at it.
You're standing, you're upright in the
unless
back,
we're like
leaning
a mile
against
away
him
still.
like a tower. Some branches are in your hair, but you're just like shaking them.
It's a crossbow, so I can just I don't need to pull back.
My 29
Got it.
Use this.
So
you continue to ride on through the darkness. Matias, make a death saving throw.
Or do I?
Okay, death saving throw.
Matias is about to die.
What's added to that again? Is it nothing?
Nothing. No, it's just up or down. 10 and over, good. Below 10, bad.
19.
That's good.
19.
I'll save.
As you do, what goes through Matias's mind as life teeters between the living and the dead?
If I were to die today, I suppose this wouldn't be the worst place to go. I can only hope that the others can be able to manage it without me. This place does seem very empty, though.
Matias sees himself standing. The green pastures. You remember those pastures south of Budapest, along the Great Lake, going down towards Skulpa. Huge green fields with red poppies, and just a glorious blue sky overhead. And it fades. Kip, you're still stable. Balder, you're still bounding down the road. Naldo, a death save.
That's a 1. That's 2 fails.
Yeah.
No, wait, no, I have 1 left. Never mind. That's a 4. That's a fail. 2 fails. Let's save.
What goes through Naldo's mind as he slowly seems to be backing away from the living?
Fading from the image of him fencing, he's suddenly tossed into the first time he was in a duel, and it was about a woman, and there was alcohol involved, and he was run through, and he just feels that pain through his gut again, and he just slides himself off the blade and kind of crumples to the ground.
That is Naldo. The Baron, do you have another death save?
That's cocked. Cocked, yeah. That's a 17.
And what goes through the Baron's mind as he...
So, as those faces are looking at him, the faces of those souls, he's expecting a certain face kind of comes up to him. And he's expecting it to be angry. Like he's expecting expression to switch to anger. but instead it turns into a smile, and he can't hear it, but it looks like they say thank you, and he recognizes it as somebody who he had helped cure at some point. And there's a little bit of hope, like either I've done some good or that there's more good to be done. And then all the faces around him start to turn around, and from those blank expressions they start to seem more peaceful, and they start to seem a little bit more happy.
Sorry. That's how many successes? How many fails?
I'm stable, so that's
You're
3
stable.
successes, yeah.
And you've had?
I have 1 success, 2 fails.
And yourself?
I'm at 1 and 1.
1 and 1. That is the Baron Edric.
It's a 16, so 1 success.
And what goes through Edric's mind as
he looks to the Great Hall, Odin's Mead Hall, he has a feeling of that he's not quite done yet. That while he's fought a good fight and he appears to be in the process of dying a warrior's death, that it's not quite finished for him yet. So.
Naldo. I'm going slightly out of a... You continue to ride, Kroof. You're not there yet.
I yell out, can you go any faster?
Matias, make another death save.
Yeah,
My bad.
yeah.
Matias.
Need to lose weight.
Make another death save.
Lose your armor, it's too heavy.
16.
A 16, and what passes through Matias? That's their second success, I believe. What passes through Matias's mind? If any.
This time it's all the things that he feels like he left unfinished. Borsa, Argrad. Things that haven't been done. Things that he feels should have been done. And that if this is his last moment, he will have to trust to someone else.
Take an inspiration token, please. That is Matias. The opponent's maneuvering away. Kip is stable. Balder, you are continuing to ride on. Naldo, make your death save.
The dice do not like me.
I think by the time we're gonna get them, we're gonna surprise them having tea.
Oh, Tim.
You want different dice?
What is happening, bro? All the dice are crap. Hey.
19. 2 successes, 2 fails.
2 successes, 2 fails. That is Naldo. Edric. Oh, correction, the Baron, I'm sorry. You're stable. Edric.
That's a 10.
It's a 10. You
It's
say
a
it.
10. I know, but if I get a natural 20, you get 1 hit point.
I mean,
I would take the success.
Okay, that's silly. You just go back
Are
down.
you going to be stable? Is that?
I would be
what it is?
stable versus.
What are you? 2 and 2? 1 and
1 and 2.
It's your character. It's your thing, man.
Could save everybody.
Could save.
Yeah.
Could save everyone.
Or you could
I mean, you're surrounded by so many people.
I'm surrounded by
The odds are
friends.
against you.
By
The odds are
friends.
very against you. Yeah, God, this.
Okay, I just got another 10. I'm just gonna take the success. That's a sign.
That's a sign. Combined, you got
10
20,
in a row.
you know?
I am stable.
That's all right. Is that a dirty 20?
Yeah.
I spent one to re-roll a 10. I got another 10, so it's a success.
Okay, you are still Naldo.
Oh, again.
Listen, man.
We're coming.
I think you were the only one that's stable.
It was reasonable. You never know. A 12!
I don't realize how far I went.
That's a success.
And what goes
By
through
the time we get
Naldo's
there, they're gonna
mind?
be, just hanging out having tea. They're not even going to know we're coming.
Being run through worked out in the end because I got the girl. Being wounded, she came and nursed me back to health, and I see myself like lying in bed, and like she's coming, she's bringing me food, the smile on her face, the sun hitting her hair as she comes over, and yeah, I'm kind of I could probably already get out of bed, but I'm gonna nurse it for a couple more days.
Matias, I think you have one more save to make. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I do.
Or fail, as the case may be.
Gonna use an inspiration there. Another one. And that time I save.
And what goes through Matias's mind as he doesn't come back to the living, but escapes going to the dead?
I wonder if my sister got my last letter.
That's perfect.
I wonder if my brother got my last letter. Any of them.
I wonder if I paid the insurance.
Do they have the stove on?
I never got the chance to one up Rikius.
Yeah. The mendacity of it all is so great. It's fantastic.
Pompous prig. Old enough to be my father, but somehow. What'll happen to them if I die?
Take an inspiration token. Boulder and Kroof. The two of you continue to bound up the road. Riding.
I think we'll get the next session.
Maybe.
The dice you roll thing anyway.
Oh,
How many rounds?
probably.
It took about 5 rounds, what you rolled.
There you go.
All right. The music's back on.
Oh, Techno Viking.
Oh, that was you rolling that dice?
Yeah,
In that
he
thing?
rolled it.
No, at the beginning of the
Oh,
game,
lucky
Tom
you
had to
rolled a
roll.
20.
Oh, I thought you meant on
sided
the
die.
two
2d4.
fours. I was like, what?
There's
Oh,
2d4.
the dice being rolled for.
No, those dice were for something else. Speaking of which,
Back up. All that work to kill that guy. Come back.
you're riding ahead. You feel Kroof standing up against your back. You're both arrows, one leaning off to one side, one leading off to the other side. Up ahead, coming into view, you see a lone horseman standing in the middle of the road.
How far?
About 60 feet away. You just start to make him out in dim light. He sees you and hears you riding toward him, also in dim light, a humanoid form. He seems to raise his hand to you.
Is that Kip's blood on your cloak?
What do I want to do?
Should be in
There's none of those left.
You don't have those left.
He said, what does he want to do?
What do I want to?
No one dude.
Yeah, I mean, I will. Will be 60 feet. Then I
He's
will.
6 feet. Not everything, because the table, without extending the table in off further, he's about 12 inches from you, 60 feet from you, and then beyond that, you don't see anything yet.
Okay. So I don't see anything else. Do I see any light beyond that?
No, he's just waiting in the dim light.
But I do
The
see
moon
him.
is much like this image here, except with fog.
You may see a cart on fire way.
Perhaps you might see.
Flicker.
Fair enough.
I
Off
will
in the
cast-
distance, you do see a very slight glow off to your left front, and you might even see the glow. And it doesn't look like a distinct portal. It looks like just a smear of orange light in the fog against the night.
So I will use my action to cast Shatter.
Not very good matter.
And he makes a con save.
And he has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Against what, 17? 17.
DC 17. I'm just looking up what his con is here. Bear with me. He is +8. Here goes big whammy.
That's one half.
No! He fails!
He takes 18 thunder damage.
18 points of thunder damage to him.
He just takes it. He's like, eh.
He harnesses it and shoots
I think
it back.
I hear Balder.
That is.
Then I
Anything else,
carry on,
Balder?
Carry on.
Okay, that's where you are, 60 feet from him, and you shattered away. That is Baldo. Naldo, you are stable. Baron, you are stable. Edric, you are stable. Kroof, you see the. You're riding forward, and up ahead, this image starts to come into view of a lone horseman standing in the middle of the road. Baldo rears back but doesn't stop and lets loose a spell going tearing away at him. What are you doing?
Do I see anybody else besides him?
No.
I'm gonna take a shot.
You take a shot.
I'm gonna do sneak. Can I do a sneak attack on him?
I'm sure. Why not?
Yeah, you're coming out of the woods. You're coming out of the dark. You're like,
Sure.
Is that is being hidden?
Do I do that with a? Is he distracted? Do that with advantage? Or not?
Sure. Why not?
Have it all.
14 plus 22.
22 points to hit. Oh, obviously. It hits him.
Oh man.
12, 17, 20, 20, and 26 points.
26 more points on top of Balder's 18.
And I yell out, "Don't stop!"
Okay, that is Kroof. Matias, you are stable. Oi.
Yep, I'm stable.
Oi. You are watching the Carpathian Adventure on 7-Sided Die, and we will be right back.
My name is Jumnus Dawnflower. I used to be a merchant sailor until I was shipwrecked on a strange island and killed in a sacrificial blood ritual. In the moment between life and death, an otherworldly goddess of light came to me, offering me a second chance at life if I swore to enact her will upon the world. Now I travel with the champions of the sun, looking to right wrongs, vanquish evil, and earn the new life I've been given.
Aha! Hello, friends! You can call me Louvier Moreau. I come from the beautiful country of France, of course. Traveling as a salesman. Banished from my home, where by the hand of my twisted sister, my father was killed. And I was implicated. Mon Dieu, how low I've come. But in that low I found the champions of the sun. Although they may not smell like sweet wine, they are honorable. Mostly.
My name is Virexin. I am a monk who was exiled into Greece after fleeing my homeland. I was sent on a quest via a dream I received. I went in search of great heroes I saw in the dream to help stop some monstrosity from wreaking havoc across the world. I found those heroes in the champions of the sun. Now I strive to gain their trust so they can one day help me defeat the vile beast that threatens everything.
I'm Edric, and while I grew up an urchin in the narrow confines of Venice, I never seemed to fit in there. Except for this music box, my past is hidden to me. Now north of the Alps, I feel I'm closer to home, wherever that might be. Near the Untersberg mountain, I discovered these intrepid adventurers. Though they're blazing a dangerous path, perhaps they might help me discover who I really am.
I am Mikolash, a monk from Romania, and sometimes too curious for my own good. My scars tell only part of the tale. Having witnessed cannibalism in my village, as a child I fled, never to return. On my own, I stole from others to survive. A monk caught me and offered me a better way, but I abused their kindness. Now I walk alongside the champions of the sun. Will they be my own undoing? Or have I finally found the path I was meant for?
I am Borinth, the cave bear. I come from a tribe of barbarians that once lived in the mountains of the Badenweiler. While on my sacred spirit quest, my tribe and family were attacked with none left alive. I now seek the power to avenge my people. With my rage, I grow stronger, and with the champions of the sun, I seek a path to restore and preserve my people's culture and rid this world of any evil that stands in my way.
From the kingdom of Aragon, I am Zyman Val. I ventured forth with few possessions and little coin, save an ancient tomb I searched to decipher. But I've struggled to find clues, and at times, food. While freezing in the Alps, fate crossed my path with a shining night and the champions of the sun. Having aided me in a desperate time, they have earned my service and my friendship. Now, using my wizardry, I fight by their side.
I am Edric, and I am from England. I spent most of my youth in the Navy. Climbing the ranks, I was granted land and title. However, I did not fit in. A heretic to most. I fled, leaving my wife and children behind. In a city on mines, I met a group that changed my life forever. The Champions of the Sun. In time, perhaps they might help me reunite with my family.
The damn spider ring. Spider ring was not Galila. No. And they're coming for you. Welcome back. You're watching the Carpathian adventure on Seven-Sided Die. The party is in the woods on a narrow path. The Baron, Edric, Kip, Naldo are down. Balder and Kroof are riding, and Matias is down as well. Balder and Kroof are riding to Valhalla. or to save them. I know not. The DM knows not which. Yeah, we shall
Neither do we.
see. And we rejoin them in progress. It is that was Kroof. Matias is stable. It is the opponent. He casts a spell at you. Make a DC 17 wisdom save.
Nope.
No.
I'm never gonna make it. Doesn't matter.
You.
But you can roll like at least one more
You're the
time.
only one left. If you and I are down, we're down.
Like you have 6 at least. I'll do 1. I'm never gonna make a 17. Nope.
You are held in place. You see him go stiff and just like frozen.
Does the horse continue?
That's it.
Yeah.
I would say he's
You would
probably
have- you
still
would have to have
continuing, but it's
frozen
not your
horse.
turn. So, in the D&D world, like, you move forward and then stop, but not stopped, and somebody else does something and then stops, but they're not stopped, and then somebody else does something and they're stopped. But in real life, it's all simultaneous and happening. And if you want to play Twilight 2000 and get through a whopping 15 seconds of combat after 4 hours of playing, then we can simulate that reality. But we're going to continue. Okay, he turns to you and he says, as your horse is mid-gallop, he says, you will not win here today. You will die. Your compatriots are all down. Gazi merely wants the medallion, and then all your compatriots may leave. He lets your mouth slowly become unheld. Just your mouth.
All this for the medallion?
Do you wish to talk to Gazi yourself?
Let me through.
Your compatriots are stacked at the foot of Gazi. They are within 5 feet of him. They are easily within his blow, and they are all prone. If you insist on attacking, he will kill them all. He lets you loose. You ride forward.
Yep.
Now, Groove.
Yeah. I launch him up.
Go! Oh, far away! Crew
just lands on his sword.
Right in half.
Good dex.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, indeed.
I would do like Nancy Kerrigan.
On my knee. You continue to ride forward. He allows you to approach him. You can attack him if you wish.
If I wish.
And he will accompany you moving forward toward you, and then he will stop and allow you to continue to ride forward. Eventually, Gazi comes into view. He's about 60 feet away from you, in the middle of the road. I do not think you saw him here in the middle of the road. He looks wounded, like he is continuing to heal, but he is obviously wounded. He seems like he's fixed in place almost. You're being tempted. He's somewhat prone, but he seems like he's fixed in place. But he does seem to be slowly regenerating, if you will. At his feet, in the darkness and in the fog that just sort of wraps around, at his feet, you see your 5 compatriots, all piled right in front of him. Not like a cordwood, mind you, but neatly in front of him.
He says, I know you.
You should.
You're bolder. We met long ago in Sagut. I don't mean to get up your ire, but I didn't start that fight. That fight was started by Jumnus. But you did take something from me in that fight.
I did.
You are worthy adversaries. All I want is that. You just might. If you are incredibly lucky, you might succeed in destroying this vessel here today. But it will not kill me. This is not my resting place.
So it's all hopeless.
I think you have done something incredible. You destroyed a dragon. It never had a chance to breathe once. It never had a chance to claw, gnaw, or bite at you. And then you also took down a demon. Something that you don't know, but that was responsible for creating me. But that demon wants chaos. It revels in chaos. Demons do. They love chaos. And so, thinking that it created me created chaos. Perhaps it might have, but I merely want order. Yes, as I envision order, but order nonetheless. I don't think this is the last time our paths will cross or have to cross. Yes, I am weakened, but I am not weak. If you wish to challenge me, know that your compatriots will die here today. There is nothing stopping me from spewing my vomitous blood and gore all over them and making the ground erupt, even while you beat on my body. It is not one of good choices, I admit, but it is a choice. It is a choice that you have to make. And your compatriot, I don't know you, but I have seen you traveling with them. If he chooses to die here today, this is the deal I'll make you. You can leave. Go down the road and watch him die. And then tell the tales, their sad tales, of their pathetic existence when they could have continued to fight. I don't think you will eventually defeat me anyway.
Make no mistake, Gazi. I will kill you. And then I'll just drop to my knees. But I cannot at the expense of my friends. And I'll just kind of rip this thing right out of my armor that's been fixed in. If this is all you want to save their lives, and I'll just toss it over to him, then have it.
He reaches out and he grabs it. And he holds it in his hand.
He said, as tempted as I am to kill all of you anyway, I am lawful, and I made a deal. I know we will face one another again on the battlefield. I have no doubt of that in my mind. And that very moment, he just becomes this swirl of mist and blood, and it just engulfs him completely as he just continues to
it just swirls around in this mist and then shoots off into the direction of the portal. From the woods around you, you see easily a dozen troops emerge and quickly start to scamper up the road. Your compatriots are on the ground in front of you.
And then
I will hop off and go. Well, I will go hop off and go to Monroe. What do you?
I'll just drop down to my hands and just kind of bury my face in the dirt. And I'll just kind of drag myself over to them to start making sure they're okay. Everyone's stable and out.
Georgie's trying to pull out eyeballs.
No, Georgie.
No,
I'm not
dead
yet, Georgie.
I'm not dead yet.
And I'll go through their supplies. If anyone's holding health potions, I'll try to use those, but I don't know if we even have them.
I have a healer's kit.
Oh, look, some good berries in this pocket here. I'll do.
I did make chef's treats a long time ago.
I will.
but
I know what I
that's
stale. I will look down at the eyeball in my hand that pops out of my hand, and I will say,
"An eyeball in your hand?"
I do have an eyeball in my hand.
Not creepy at all.
No, not creepy at all. Where is it? Where is it? There it is.
I will try to, if I can, sit any of them up.
You go forward to them. They're laying on the ground, unconscious, stable.
Right, if there's
but
a way I can
unconscious.
prop them up against
You
the
can
tree.
prop them up easily.
I will take out my bloody leather sack full of eyeballs, and I will hold them in my hand and say, Auden Verden die Heilen, and this giant ray of light will come out of my hand, and I will heal everybody for...
Where were you, like...
What the heck was that?
What do you need?
A D4?
He had that all along?
Yeah.
I will heal everyone for 10.
For 1 point.
For 10 points of healing. Everyone gets 10 HP.
Even I do?
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
Just cost me eyeballs.
That's all you needed. Eyeballs.
I pop up, sword in my hand.
He's gone. They all left. I was a coward.
They're all alive. That is something.
I couldn't watch him kill you guys.
Well, thank you. I did not want to die. Any of you guys wanted to die? No.
For a good cause. And it was a good death.
I'll sit up and I'll look at Balder and say,
I kill him.
Run through.
She was there. She was really there.
Who?
Cyan. And I'll just look perplexed, like, what the hell happened?
I'll pull out my healer's kit, start going to everybody and patching everybody up the best I can.
The Baron sits up slowly, just sort of kind of rises up. And, yeah. And then
He warned us about this.
like,
Put the salter at him. Put the salter at him.
Throw holy water in his face.
Yeah.
Boom.
He rises up and immediately, like the first thing that he was going to do, immediately just sort of like erupts out from him, and he casts Mass Cure Wounds. So 17 points of healing to everybody. Immediately, kind of just radiates out from the Baron into the group.
Nice.
All right, run through the portal. We're good.
Who wants healing because I gotta use uses.
Near everybody.
Definitely the healers, I think.
So I'll do myself first, I guess.
Everybody's calling.
Well, the army's coming at us. Is that what's happening?
No, they're
or they're retreating.
No, they're
Well, they ran down the road.
all the other
Gotcha.
guys were heading back
Okay.
to the portal.
Yeah, I visioned that wrong.
No.
I kill one of them just for fun.
I will after the Baron heals me. I will start running down the road towards the cart on fire.
Okay. You go down to the cart on fire. I mean, it is completely engulfed. Go ahead, Kip.
I'm sorry. Before Naldo leaves, he gets up to turn, and I grab him, and I'll cast Cure Wounds on him. So that's 2d8.
You got enough HP to jump in the fire.
6, 7, 8, 9. So another 9 points of healing.
As I get up to the carriage, do I see any kind of like strong box or anything like attached to it?
You don't right now, no. I mean, it's completely engulfed by. Although 4 sessions have passed.
Yeah.
In real time, it has been literally probably about 120 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is still like burning away at this moment.
I'll open the door and see what
You go up to it's like burning, and you go up and you try and open the door, and then you just see it fully engulfed in there. You do see some boxes in there. You do see some containers, but I mean, it is completely engulfed.
Do I see any that look like they would be securing something very important?
Sure.
I will reach for whatever case I think is the most important one.
Or you reach in, give me an acrobatics check with disadvantage. You just reach in. And what? Tell me what is on your hands.
Probably just
nothing anymore.
Just light gloves.
Seared flesh.
13.
You reach in and you grab hold of a box, this metal box, and it just like sears your hand as you're yanking it out. And you just wail forward, and it comes out, and the flames are leaping off of it. With the oxygen, it's just covered with flame. But the box rolls out, and you can tell that it's a very long box. And you take 21 points of burning damage.
Okay. I will take my cloak and just try to like pat it out as good as I can.
Your hands are like, just like you can tell it's scarred. The glove is shot.
Yeah. I'm not even like using that hand. Once I think it's, I'll like kind of grab something and wrap it even more around my remaining good hand and try to open up the.
You think it? You grab a cloak from a dead body and you slap out the fire, and eventually you open it up, and inside you see, unscathed by the heat so far, a leather case, and inside that leather case is a sword, a very old sword, clearly a very, very old sword.
Is this what you were looking for?
This was one of the items. There were supposed to be pieces of the cross too, I thought.
Get them.
Maybe it's the other ones.
Maybe. Maybe it's in the other cart. I will go back to the cart on fire.
Okay.
Do I see another?
Yeah, there are other things in it. I mean, it's fully engulfed in flames. Now that the door is open, the oxygen rushes in and just
Have this
places.
potion of water breathing and breathe water on it.
What is...
The fire will burn itself out.
Kroof, what are you doing?
This time.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and if everybody's somewhat up, I see Boulder probably the only one who's more or less not as battered. I go, And now what? We didn't kill him. I thought that you guys were, our whole mission was to kill him.
Now the world ends.
What happened?
Wait, what?
What is it?
What did you do?
What did you do?
Gazi got everything he wanted.
What's a Gazi?
Big fat guy.
Oh, I didn't get his name.
He wanted the medallion in exchange for your lives.
Baron, what are you doing?
I'm there with Naldo. I guess I'm assuming we're all kind of together.
Sure, you all make your way up to the general vicinity of the burning cart.
Can you at least put the horses out?
Naldo,
Missouri?
the flames.
Poor horses.
The flames will die down. It is what you see will remain. It has survived all of these years. It shall survive for another day.
What's in the other
As
cart?
we have. Balder, we
can go
owe
and
you
check.
a debt. You have given us a second chance. But second chances do not always come to those.
I'm happy to provide that, but at what cost?
It may be a defeat, but the war is not over. We live, we breathe. The fight is within us. I know, I have seen things in the moments of my death. I have seen that we are doing good, and there are people who will thank us for this someday. We have lost the battle. A battle we were not prepared for. Next time we will be prepared.
And we will be stronger.
Hopefully with an entire army at our side.
What matters is our will. If we have the will to fight again after falling down, you get back up and you fight it again. That will is great. That will is strong. The strongest of branches struggle, and they twist, and they turn, and they fight all of the other elements, and they become stronger because of the struggle. I am not done here. I do not know what deal you struck with Gazi, but he is not a man of honor. He will never be a man of honor. He will not honor his word.
Oh, he did.
He let you live.
For now. But we know we cannot let him exist in this world.
No deal was struck with him. It was just simply an exchange. He knows that we still come for him.
He will continue to feed on our kin, on our families, for eternity. A vampire lives forever. It is not just a lifetime of horror that he will inflict on the world. It is horror forever. I cannot be okay with that. I am still committed to destroying him. This is my purpose. This is why you made the deal, to bring me back and our friends back.
How do you plan to kill him?
We need to find Ardgrad.
You need to find what?
Ardgrad, the other vampire.
Oh.
He can help us.
Because based on what Gazi said, that wasn't Gazi. That was just a form. So you need to find him.
We need to
The
find
real
his
Gazi.
resting place.
And who better to tell us than another fellow vampire?
I will find him. Not on his terms like he has forced us into today. I will find him on our terms, and I will drive a stake through his heart, and I will banish him from this earth. I vow to this.
Edric, what are you doing?
He's just kind of starting to patch himself up because if he's not good, then he can't help everybody else. So I'm going to roll that real quick. It's 8, 4, 3. It's 15 plus. 15 plus 24 is what, 39? 39 hit points.
Okay.
And then he's probably going to go over to the other carriage and see what's inside that one.
Okay. Kip, what are you doing?
He listens to the Baron's speech, and he's petting Lycoa, but they're over by the water. And he's standing there, and he gets a wave of anger. He says, "When is this enough? When do we stop? We fought for years, raising an army, losing champions along the way. Death upon death has followed us. We made deals with dragons and powerful beings to come and aid us. You have gods that you worship and ask for help. And even though one came, it wasn't enough. We couldn't fight Gazi with the help of a god. You asked for help. We all asked for help. And nothing was enough. He laughed at us. He rolled us over and taunted us and said that we need another crystal. It took us years to get one. And now we need another. For what? Is he a demon? We killed the demon. We did what our purpose was. When does it end? And then to find out it wasn't even him that wiped the floor with us. What happens when we meet him? An army? Gods? Nothing. Nothing helped. And then you made him stronger. You should have let me die. I don't think it was worth it. Going on now living that we couldn't even stop him. And if we couldn't, who can? Who can?
The struggle makes us stronger. If we do not endure, the price that the world will pay is far greater than the pain that you feel now.
But what has the world done for me? I'll take my bandana off, and my little ears will pop out.
The world owes you nothing.
And I owe the world nothing.
That
I
is not
almost
true.
gave them my life today.
You get to be part of it.
Part of what?
Beyond.
Look at the death.
Beyond. Look beyond. Beyond. There is much more.
I look beyond. And I owe someone revenge. And I do not see that here anymore. I thought bringing good to this world would put me at ease and guide me along the way and get the help that I needed. And instead, it created a new family for me. One that I never thought I would have. And I watched as they all fell. You all fell. And there was nothing I could do. I couldn't avenge my love. I couldn't protect any of you. Some of you sacrificed yourself for me. I am not worthy of that. I am not worthy of the end of the world. And neither are we. None of us are.
No one is.
No.
But somebody has to stand.
Where was the army? Where were our allies? Borinth? Where was Jumnus and Morton and Galela? Where were they? Where were Draco Prasini and Draconis? All these allies that we made along the way. For what? For what? And you think if we try again, we'd do better?
Yes, because we have to. There
not
is
share your
always hope.
faith. I do not share your faith.
We must endure. I have seen Kip Kalin. I have seen him laugh. I have seen him smile. Amidst all of the horrors and the struggle, I have seen this. Imagine how great it can be when we have put all of this past us. There is no guarantee in death. But the only thing we can guarantee is that we can continue onward and continue the fight. We must be beacons of hope. If not, we sacrifice much more than ourselves.
And Kip will take a rock and skip it along the river. Just say,
Watch the ripples that makes. See, as the rocks skip, there are rings that extend outward. Everything those rings touch changes.
and yet the rock still sinks.
We may sink, but everything will be touched by what we do now. And the good that we do will expand outward forever if we allow ourselves to sink without a struggle. Then all will be still.
He will sit down on the bank and just shake his head.
You do not have to be happy about it. That is not what I'm saying. We must take our bruises and our lumps, and we must let them make us stronger.
I think I have more than bruises and lumps. Yeah. Everything hurts, like on the inside. Like not so much on the outside.
I have my surgical tools,
but
I
like
might
on the
be
inside.
able to.
I don't know. Your hand looks like it hurts.
It'll be okay.
Forgot about that.
Naldo, you look inside the wagon with whoever's next to you, and you do see...
I was looking in the other one.
Yeah, we came to the other one.
Oh, with the other one?
Yeah.
The other one, you go through it, and it looks mostly like camp supplies. Cooking apparel, cooking equipment.
Well, then I would definitely start getting a meal going.
Sleeping gear, some tents. It looks like a supply wagon. Distinctly a supply wagon for a large group of individuals, probably about 24.
We need food.
I see that there's nothing but like useless stuff in here, and go running back to the cart that's on fire.
Yeah. Edric would just start grabbing a bunch of stuff that he would need and goes to basically where everybody else kind of is and sets up a fire and starts cooking a meal. Need a good home cooked meal after something like that.
Banner's gonna start grabbing some of the dead and just dragging them off the road, and kind of stacking them up off to the side of the road, like lining the road with them in lines.
Okay. You're back at the other cart, and you do see an iron-bound chest in there. In the fire, I mean, it's like blazing hot. The iron itself is starting to turn red. The flames are still billowing away at it. The heat, as you approach it, it's just completely engulfed at this point. Even some of the trees are starting to flicker. It's casting quite a bit of light in the area.
I'll take like from the camping stuff, like a blanket, something.
I
put
give
it in
you
the
a fire
river.
poker.
I need help. I need help. We need to put it
I'm gonna
out. I need
dunk
to
it
get this
in
chest.
water in the river, and I'm gonna throw it over you, and see, and at least
Like over top of me?
Wet, yeah. So that it's wet as you go in. If you're gonna go in, and I'll cast guidance while I do that.
All right, sure.
There you go.
Should work.
All right, I'm going in. I will use my already burned hand.
With some leather gloves. I'll give you some leather gloves off one of the dead guys.
didn't do too much the first time.
Oh,
No,
oven mitts. Oven mitts from the cooking supplies. From the camp supplies. I get 2 oven mitts. You
find 2 oven mitts in the camp supplies.
Just wait before
and some duct tape, and I wrap it around.
Before he goes,
Yeah.
I see there's a poker maybe.
Well, you don't want that duct tape. Put it back in the kit.
To like grab,
Yeah,
to like
like
try
a
to
poker,
hook,
so maybe
try to
we're
hook the handle.
Right.
Just
Instead
use the old sword.
of jumping in or just maybe.
Yeah, I'll try to find something to like hook the handle while I'm covered with the wet blanket,
The giant old
and like
sword
try to like drag
with
it.
the hilt.
You
No,
have
that's
to hide like a lambda.
That's really nice. You can still use it. No.
And I'll try to pull it out with the.
Give me an acrobatics check. You go ahead and you reach up with the poker that Krupp
forget
got for
guidance.
you, and you see a handle and you grab hold of the handle with the hook of
that's a
the
15.
poker, and you manage to drag it to the edge, but it doesn't quite fall out. You see this large chest. It's probably about 3 feet long and about maybe 1.5 feet wide and 1.5 feet tall as well. And it's just right there. It's clearly a heavy iron chest. It's just like right at the edge. And still flames are just lapping away at it.
All right. Well, I took that potion of strength, so I should be strong enough.
Okay.
If my hand can endure it.
Okay, you reach
And I'll
up
reach, and
with
I'll
your hand and
pull out the chest and
You realize how much damage.
like try to grab it and pull it as fast as I can.
55 points of damage.
You reach up and you try to grab hold of it, and
Hopefully it's only 14.
it is burning
It'll still be
even
there when
through
the fire
the.
goes out.
No, it's starting to melt. It's red hot. It's like melting.
Thought it was a firebox.
What a
It's just an ironclad box. Yeah.
Wouldn't it still?
I don't know.
Why risk it?
Yeah, I'm not risking it.
I mean, let's use wood fire
Okay, you reach up and you grab hold of it and you pull on it. And you're just yanking it out, and as you do, it burns your hand brutally, and you take another 16 points of burning damage. But you manage to
fall to the ground.
He is so stupid.
I hear him cry out.
So
I
stupid.
immediately run over with my healer's kit in hand.
I mean, he is severely burned.
I got salves.
Okay.
We can work on it.
That hand's never gonna be the same.
Was that your
So
main hand?
2 people run over with a stretcher.
I have something to tell you. I am not really left-handed.
What level are
Neither
you?
am I.
I am level 12.
Okay, so you take 18 points of healing. Yeah, I can do more than that if you want me to.
No, that's fine.
Now you're back up to
That
feel
just
pain in your
the
hand.
next one would cost you hit dice.
And like, there's probably like bone and like sinew at this point. I'm
Stop.
grabbing
Stop.
like
Stop.
two
Stop trying to grab
burning hot.
Stop
things.
grabbing hot things.
The symbol of the amulet.
Boy, open it up.
It's burning
I turn to it and I'll take my rapier and try to.
You think it's gonna. You think that it will eventually cool off, but it's gonna take more than a rapier to like try and pry it open.
Is there?
Now it's probably well
that other
done.
shop, are there any buckets?
I'm sorry, say that
Are there
again.
buckets in the other?
Are there buckets? Yes, there are buckets in the.
I'll go get 2 buckets. Of
You
water.
start running
fire
back
brigade.
and forth. and-
No, I mean
fire.
just to cool down the metal.
Yeah,
I'll go
yeah.
get like a bucket or 2 of water, whatever I can carry.
You go back and forth to the river easily. It probably takes you a couple trips, and as you pour water on it, the steam goes billowing off of it. After a few minutes of doing this, it takes more than 2 buckets, but a few minutes of doing it, it eventually cools off that somebody can go up and pry it open.
I lean over to Naldo. We could have just used the water, put out the fire. before you reach it.
You would probably you look at this burning vehicle and you suspect that it probably would have taken more than a couple buckets.
Put it in a hand.
Carry the carriage into the river.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with my 31 strength. I'll
Maybe
just bring the
maybe you
carriage
should
into the
open
river.
this lock.
I will
Drag the whole thing
I
and
will
dump it in.
use my fast hands.
It's not burning on the bottom.
Okay. You reach up. I mean, you get some more water and toss it on it. And you get some more water and toss it on it. But it is just wickedly hot. Eventually.
Yeah, I'm not looking to burn myself.
You wait till it cools down.
Not for 30 damage.
Eventually it cools off. Is there a lock on there or just a just?
No, there is no
just
lock.
a class.
It's just a class.
Oh. I'll use use a dagger or something to try to not to touch it or whatever.
Just to pop it
hot.
open.
Just to pop the lock, whatever, the clasp on it or something like that.
Okay. You reach up and you pop the clasp on it and you slowly open it. What are you using for a light source as you're looking in here, other than the flames leaping off?
Nothing. I just called
Yeah, I
Naldo
don't
and said,
have
"Hey,
anything."
it's open. I don't know if this is what you're looking for. I don't even look inside because I don't even know why we're doing this."
I'll kind of like get over to the box and through the dim light of the flames coming through, like look into the
I'll
box.
cast light on your sword or something.
I
You
have
see
a-
your
I have a
sword all of a
waver.
sudden starts to just light.
You cast light upon it, and the light just emanates upon it with the flickering flames all at the same time. And you look inside, and the first thing that strikes you is that it is
Nothing in it.
I'm sorry?
It's empty.
Whatever's in there turned to ash.
It burned inside.
The 10 Commandments.
No, that's in Louisiana.
I mean, I did kind of burn my hand like that Nazi guy, so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna close my eyes.
You look inside and you see that the chest is lined with a fine velvet purple fabric.
Mm-hmm.
And then along the edges of it is trimmed with gold. And inside, in a slot in the center of it, is a rather crude, plain wooden object. It's probably about a foot long, maybe 2 inches around at one end. Crude piece of wood, almost like it was a sliver of a piece of wood that broke off of something. And it immediately strikes you. I mean, it's not. But it immediately strikes you that it almost looks like a steak. I don't mean a piece of meat, mind you. But it's but it's not.
Yeah.
It's clearly a piece of wood broken from something.
That's it. Start the techno Viking music.
I lean over to Naldo. I go, "What is that?"
I just
Because I don't understand any of this
I
stuff.
fall to my knees, and Naldo knows what this is, and I don't think he's really shared it too much with anybody else since he got the information. And like tears just start running down his face.
What is this?
It's a piece of the cross. We drive this through his heart. This is the only thing that will do it. This is what he was after.
The Baron drops down to his knees like right away as soon as he sees it, realizes what it is. Kind of like bows his head to it a little bit.
We must guard this with everything we are. It is the only thing.
This is a blessing. See, there is always hope. Even in the darkness, there is hope.
It is a blessing, but it is our curse to continue.
and we shall.
We must all accept that we are cursed. But that is okay. It means it can only get better from here.
It doesn't have to, as long as we have a good time.
Yes.
I am tired.
Who's hungry?
Maybe. I'll just close the chest and just sit down and lean against it.
Matias, you've been rather silent. What have you been doing during this time?
I actually missed that I was awake again.
We're all awake.
Ah, okay.
27. You should have 27 health.
Yeah, everybody has 27 health, unless you've done additional damage to yourself and healing to yourself or whatever.
Well, it was important.
The party is in the woods. The fire continues to rage on the cart. If you sit down and eat, the fire slowly burns itself out. The fog settles in for the night. The road is quiet. The portal has vanished. You have dead bodies lining the sides of the road.
The Baron is going over all of the bodies with a crucifix and checking them that they are not going to rise again by driving a stake into each of their hearts as he lines them out.
Taking all their possessions as payment.
Double tapping. Double tapping every single one of them to make sure that they do not come back.
Do arrows count?
And
as
it's
staking?
bloody, it's messy work.
Yes.
And he says a prayer for them, and he holds a crucifix, and he puts a crucifix on their chest, and he stabs him in the heart with a wooden stake.
So, all told, it looks like there are about 17 out there, but about, I'm going to say about 9 of them formed from this end, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of them formed the beast. So there's 7 bodies laid out. You go through pounding stakes in through each of them. Clearly, yes, it is a bloody mess. You rummage through their bodies and you find a few trinkets. Everybody roll a d20, please.
19. 16.
9.
Okay. That is how many gold pieces in gems and gold that you each have on you, remaining from whatever you had and from the sewers in Paris.
Okay.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry.
Wait, that gets added to what we have?
No,
Or
that is what
what's
you have.
remaining?
That is what
they took whatever we had on us, gold away.
No. If you had other gold on you, what other gold did you have?
Okay.
When we were leaving.
So like when you left the sewers, I'm going to say you probably grabbed some
I
gold.
gave everybody a
gems.
pouch of
Okay.
gold. That's all.
Yes. No. If you
I,
didn't,
I had gold from well before.
Yeah. When we were
Well, maybe-
leaving, I gave everybody a pouch.
Okay, well,
Those
if you
things,
didn't,
whatever.
you didn't.
Okay.
Okay, maybe not Edric. Anybody else other than, I think, Balder, your cash, you kind of used it on a down payment on something, part of the army, I believe, or something like that. But you guys managed to hold on to some cash.
Yeah.
So whatever you rolled, that in your choice, gems, diamonds, gold, you have that in cash on you at this point. Does that sound reasonable?
Okay.
If you have something else, that's fine. I just want you to have a point from which to deviate, since everybody's not dead right now. I'm not dead yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It is night. You guys are probably, I would argue, probably exhausted. You have horses down the road. Balder, you know Dijon is that way. You were on your way there shortly. You know, Paris is the opposite direction. Everyone knows that. You just came from there. What are you doing?
Rolling onto that carpet and going to sleep.
It's the only soft thing in the around here.
You roll onto the carpet and pass out. The next day, everybody passes out.
Yeah, we used the camping supplies to set up a little camp.
You set up very easily.
Yeah, keeping watch, of course.
The next day, the sun rises gloriously, burns off the fog, and you have completed the equivalent of a short rest, if you want, or you really can't have started a long rest yet. But you would have completed the equivalent of a short rest if you wanted to have done so. What are you doing? Where are you heading?
A short rest is how much recovery?
You get hit dice back and any short rest
You can spend
abilities.
hit dice.
Yeah, spend hit dice.
I think Edric did burn 2 of your hit dice for you at one point in the combat. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Actually, for that one, I'll look that up and
Whatever
verify
it
that.
was.
But I think because that was my. Yes, actually, yes, it was. Never mind. My apologies. So yes.
Okay. Well, I got those back then, and I'll spend another 6 to get 46 more hit points back.
I mean, in the morning, as probably having a little breakfast, I will ask.
We're still food.
What are you guys doing now?
The journey continues. We must find where.
But your journey was to kill the demon, and you did that. I'm trying to understand.
The demon is dead, but Gazi still lives.
So
While he lives,
We
no
do not
one is
expect
safe.
to have seen Gazi here. We were to meet the dragon and demon and destroy him, but Gazi is still there. He still exists. He is the great evil in this world. He must die. We must regroup.
We must find where he is, so we can kill him where he lays. That is the only way.
We have an army in Constantinople.
On the way.
We must rally on them.
The arrogance of that creature.
We need more gems for the weapon. And I think Kip needs to go home. He needs to see home to re-energize his passion, his reason for protecting this world.
He actually tried to make me a deal, you know. I didn't take it.
I'd imagine it's the same deal that Balder accepted, that he is to thank for us being here.
I see.
What was the
So-
deal? What was the deal he offered you?
For me?
Yeah.
Retrieve and bring him the amulet. He would not only allow us to survive, but give us the location of another gem.
Did you get that with your deal?
Another gem.
Matias had a better deal than you had. That is
I
unfortunate.
just fear.
Matias didn't attack him the last time we met.
I fear what
Just get
I've
the
done
amulet.
for him to be willing to give us the location of another gem.
It shows how close we were to defeating him. He was that worried that he
But
would...
you were not. That was not him.
Perhaps. He seemed fairly worried, though. Towards the end.
He did let us know, at least, that this is not his actual form. We need to find Ardred. Maybe he can give us some more information on how this works.
Where was Ograd? Where did we
The fact that we're relying on one of them to kill the other
I do not
leaves
fault
a
the
foul
other.
taste in my mouth.
I do not fault any others for not being here with us.
No,
We walked into this trap.
Where is he located?
He's like, where is he?
We
I
met him.
believe,
We
I
met him
believe
in
if you
Germany.
say his name 3 times in the beginning.
We met him in Germany before we got to you and you came out of the ice.
There is a disco, a rave club that all the vampires go to. It is beautiful. It rains blood from the ceiling. Playing techno music.
There's a song about pirates invading a vampire club disco. I had that.
Is there a glittery ball as well?
I believe there is, Matias. I believe there is a button. It shines brighter than your armor.
Best movie ever, right there.
That is bright
good.
indeed.
So good. Sometimes I believe these vampires may have some communication between them. It is possible we can search out for more vampires and perhaps put the word out.
It's just possible Algrad will seek us out
Mhm.
after hearing about our
Well,
confrontation with Gazi.
He's already let us know his stance on Gazi, and he's tasked us with putting an end to it.
Mhm.
But if there's more help he can offer, I'm sure we can make a deal with him.
He has not offered much help, except
We haven't
directions.
we haven't had much to offer him.
Please remember, we walked into a trap. This cannot happen again. Gazi must be the one who feels trapped.
Well, let's head back to Paris. We continue north from there to where we know of a gem.
This is a good plan.
Where's the other gem?
I heard there's one in Iceland.
The Teutons.
The Teutons. That was why I hired all of you in the first place. The Teutons.
The Teutons.
Kip,
You
are there
hired us?
not dragons in your homeland?
It was pro bono.
Are there not dragons in your homeland? I do believe. I thought you mentioned this.
No,
White
not,
dragons?
no, not in Scotland. Not for some time. The tales, giants. There are giants. There are vampires there.
There are vampires in Scotland?
Oh yes.
One vampire at a time, eh?
You turn and ride.
Paris was north, right? We went south.
You were heading south.
Yeah. So back to Paris.
Paris is about a solid day's ride north. You guys turn and ride. You have your cart. There is another cart here too, but you have another cart.
We
have a convoy now.
Yeah, we'll take that cart too.
No, I'll drive the other cart. It's got all the food in it.
I'll take
Okay.
I'll take the burning cart
Let's see, there
with the headless horses.
With the horses. Well,
Completely charred out.
Can you not bring them back to
Like Ghost Rider.
Ghost
Yeah,
Riding? Yeah, horses.
Like you said, it's
Maybe
like
another day.
it's like hollowed out horses with their
It's like get
skeletons
some
showing,
spells back.
flames coming out of their
Pack
eyes.
up the rug.
I could.
Yeah, we should take the rug.
I could animate some dead.
We will roll up the rug, throw that in a cart.
So
take
we
it
all
with
did
us.
complete
Short
the
rest.
short rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the deal with the sword?
So whoever spent hit dice,
We need to.
That's a very nice sword.
you guys
Oh,
can
just
also
a minute.
regain an extra 1d8 because I cooked food.
All right, cool.
So that's for free.
It's
Yeah,
a
1d8 for anybody, and just tell me how many.
Legendary
1d8 what?
sword of a
Take all the HP I
fighter
can get.
from like
Two.
No, I
you're
didn't know
doing
if it was
two.
Yeah,
What's the
three.
one?
Like a
they,
dragon.
they were
like
they
a
were trading
vampire
the
slayer or something.
trading the
You
sword
come out
for
on
the
roll die?
cross
Hit die
pieces.
plus con?
I thought maybe it was like
Or-
a vampire
it's just
slayer or
like that.
something.
It's just a hit die. Okay.
Right? Yeah.
We'll find out.
Right now, you don't have comment. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't make any treats.
I feel like
That's
a lot.
just. Yeah, it would be a lot.
I knew I had something.
Ladies and gentlemen, Burt Bacharach.
Tip your waitresses.
Yeah. And if you're driving, don't drink. If you're drinking, don't drive.
There you go.
Try the veal. Okay. You guys ride north toward Paris. It is a solid day. You have 2 carriages. You have multiple horses with you. There's littered bodies behind you, staked to the ground, just pounded into the ground. As you do, you reminisce about what happened with one another, and you mull through some of the knowledge that you have in your head. You now have an item. You're pretty sure that it's a piece of the true cause. It's not meant to be a stake. Might it be used as a stake? That's up to you. You still have the Heilige Lanza. Or Matias still has it, unless you pulled it back to yourself.
He's got it for now.
With the Heilige Lanza is the staff, the dogwood staff twisted, and also the expended gem. Still valuable. It's a large gem. Still valuable, but clearly it's energy expended. Racking your brains, a bit meta because it has been 8 years. You do remember that, yes, there were rumors of another gem up in with the Teutons. You do also remember racking your brains and talking about it amongst one another, that there was another gem. Twixt the oak and the elm, you will find buried the millions free. It talks about buried with Templar treasure in Scotland, perhaps another gem.
That's what it was. That's what I was thinking.
You rack your brains further, and you also recall that there was even a third, and you remember that it was probably in Avignon. But Avignon is the seat of who, Matias? It's the seat of who?
False Pope.
The false Pope, Balder. And that the false Pope can't leave or cannot enter Rome for some bizarre reason. And hence, the papal seat is in Avignon. So you recall that those are the ones that come to mind. A bit meta, but I know you are not your characters, and your characters are not you. You get a sense that you did fight Gazi, but that Gazi is a powerful vampire, and that was Gazi. But that a vampire, what he told you is that a vampire, if not killed in his place of rest, or if not killed by some other special means, whether that is a stake to the heart, or whether that is the Tour de Demon, either of which would probably kill him. If he's not killed by those means, if he's just pounded into submission, that his body will wisp away into a mist of blood and return to its resting place just to heal and continue. Yes, running water, all of those things are true. Sunlight, true sunlight. Just like chill touch is not cold. The spell sunlight is not sunlight. Or the spell daylight is not sunlight.
Daylight is not.
Wait, what about sunlight?
Sunlight.
There you
Sunlight.
go.
Yeah, sunlight is.
Yeah, sunlight perhaps
Yeah,
is.
I almost
But
picked daylight until I looked that up. I was like, damn it.
yeah. So all of that, a bit meta, but it all comes slowly back to you on your conversation. As you guys trundle north, and ahead of you, you see the city of Paris. Some of the buildings on the southern end blackened from an explosion. Returning once again from which you just left a few days ago, not even a few days ago, a day and a half ago, where Galela's headquarters was exploded, where you defeated the woman in the sewer, where you met the party in the sewer. Edric, you haven't been with the party for a while, and I'm not sure where exactly you last were.
The last time I saw these guys was with Borinth in his village. It's been that long.
Oh, okay. So down in the Badenweiler. So somehow you crossed the Badenweiler and crossed the Rhine and you made your way north. As to Argrad, you're right. The last time you did see him was somewhere in southern Germany. Before that, you guys know that you met him in the Hungarian plains. You met him at the Battle of Skulpa the first time, Balder and Matias. So you've seen him at least 3 times, but most of the time to the east. Kind of paints a picture of what happened. Everybody have a good time?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oi, huzzah!
Huzzah!
Oh my gosh. Going around the room. Kroof, James. Did you have a good time?
Awesome.
What was your highlight?
A lot. I mean, just the whole Gazi thing. I mean, it's a very cool story, very cool background, and I didn't think that we would survive. Even us coming back, I just thought, okay, we're just all gonna die. And that's it. It is what it is. But I was surprised that he did what he did on his end. But yeah, very cool. It was a great story.
I love the way you played along with being underneath the cart, and the creative visual that you painted of him riding on the back of the horse, riding up to the battle, and the quandary that Kroof faced in terms of, why am I doing this?
This is insane.
I mean, the guy has said, I can live and go tell their pathetic tale. Why am I doing? So I love that. I thought that was awesome and very creative stuff. So thank you for doing it. 6,000 experience points. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that should be a ding. I'm pretty sure it is. That's a ding. Huzzah! It should be level 10, dude. Yeah. Brian, did you have a good time?
A great time.
What was your highlight?
The conversation that I got to have with Mark, and Baron, and Kip. It's so hard to match Mark's I don't know, your intensity. And you're so quick with your role playing and what you say, it's hard to keep up with you. But it was great. I thought it was a great conversation.
Yeah, it's fun.
Kip is so melancholy.
So it's just he really is. And how do you try to turn that around? It's even in people in real life. I mean, when you have somebody who's so really down, and just is lost. How do you turn somebody around who is just seeing darkness and trying to get them to see what the light is? It's not an easy thing to do. And I just really had a good time with it. It was a lot of fun. Mark is very intense when he gets into that, and it's I'm trying to not only just keep up with him, but break through. So it was fun.
Through the rock, and you were like, "Ooh, I can take the ripples." Rock sinks.
Come on, man, we're trying.
That was very good.
Is Kip 200 or 15? Because he's acting like he's 15.
Yeah, he's acting like my kids.
It means nothing.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Listen, you still get discouraged.
We'll get you a piece of wood. It's a toothpick.
We'll get you some eyeliner. We'll be all right.
I loved that conversation. I mean, there are DMs that I think Brad even said to me one time. He said, I'm paraphrasing what he said. I would kill to have some of the role play that you have at this table. And so I am really lucky to have you guys at this table because you play well off of each other. And that was incredibly, incredibly good. I love that you leaned into as well the death save visions and the way that you painted an image. So thank you for doing that. 4,500 experience. I believe you're pretty close. Probably about 1,000 to go. I believe, to level 13. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, we're the
Yeah,
same.
it's pretty close.
Yeah, that's 119, 120 is the next level.
Edric, Nick, did you have a good time?
Of course.
What was your
All a good
highlight?
time. Oh man, the death scenes were amazing. The conversations were great. Even Kip being as melancholy as he is, was like just on point every little thing. It's just, I love being at this table, man.
Oh, cool. I thought it was very cool, again, the way you allowed me to play off of what you described, and I just kind of embellished it a little bit in terms of when you described it, I saw something in my head, and I just wanted to jump in and add it to it. I wasn't trying to take anything away from you, but it made me want to add to it.
We're operating on the
paint a
same
visual.
wavelength there.
So I thought
Perfect.
it was really good. Thank you for doing that. 6,500. I believe that should also be a ding. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that is.
Yep.
a
Officially
ding.
level 9.
9. Huzzah!
I was right. We are getting stronger. Jeez.
Kip, did you have a good time?
Absolutely.
What was your
Yes, thank you.
highlight?
I mean, Nick said it, but I really like the death scenes. I think, I really liked the role. I loved the role play at this table, like whenever that happens, I just eat it up. It's just fantastic. So, Zyman sitting with Naldo was just epic. It was epic. Like, you just don't even see it going there, but. It was really good, and then just the different death saves. Like I was. Kip technically played it where it was like he's still seeing things that are going on at the battlefield and he's unconscious, but everybody else took it like little memories and little tidbits and things, which, maybe that's where, I could have, because when I was stable, I was actually like, oh, there's like more things I could have done. Like I could have thought about this, I could have thought about that. Like, come on, take me out again. I want more moments, And,
I think there probably will be some.
Yeah. I've got some ready now. I had time to brew over it, but it was good. It's like experiencing some memories of the player or the characters before they became the characters, I guess, like their moments, their lives, and seeing little moments of that is just really cool. I love that stuff. So yeah, it was fun.
Very, very cool. I mean, for me, your conversation with Borinth was obviously epic. Your descriptions with the death saves, and playing and leaning into it and allowing me to lean into it as Cyan. I just love that. Thank you. Thank you. 3,500 experience. I think you just made 14, so you probably have a little ways to go. Reiner, I skipped over you. Let me come back to you. I'm sorry about that.
It's fine.
Did you have a good time?
I did.
What was your highlight?
The entire exchange with Kip, I think, was probably my favorite because it did touch on something that I think was an interesting perspective. And understandable under the circumstances.
Okay. Well, I know that this is very hard to play remotely, so I do appreciate you sticking with it, and thank you for doing that.
I really liked how Matias like until the end.
Oh yeah.
Was just like in like Gazi's face and like as a knight should, like I am gonna fall if I have to fall, but I'm not gonna make a deal, and I'm not gonna succumb to your pressure.
In my heart, I so wish I was that character right now to be able to be right up in his face the whole time. So
and to be like struck and like the image of him falling to his knees and then like falling forward.
But even after, where he's just like, I wonder about my brother.
Yeah, and then the mendacity of the death scenes was the best thing ever. Like
somebody else is gonna have to carry the torch now, And
did I send it?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
God, so that was good.
Because that's probably what we'll all be thinking about, like when we're not like, did I do that?
Speaking of the death scenes, every time these guys, I'm thinking to myself, if I'm gonna get killed, I gotta come up with something cool. These guys come up with this stuff. I'm like, I'm about to die. I gotta come up with something. I know Tom's gonna ask me. I gotta come up with something. I start thinking of all this stuff. So I'm like,
you don't have to do anything.
Well,
you don't.
listen,
You don't.
but
it's
kind of like
That's in a good way.
there's kind of pressure here, you know?
There's pressure.
He's like, but I love gold.
Yes. Save me from the Scrooge McDuck.
Save me from myself. I didn't think of that, but that's a good one.
Well, that was wickedly cool, Reiner. The way I'll come back to it at the end here. But let me touch on something you just said, though. That Brian, maybe not the Baron, but you have a history with this group. Not so much yourself, Nick. I mean, you have a history, but it's just not that.
Haven't been around.
I mean, Mark, you've been with the group, I mean, pretty much since, I think, 2017. Ryan, you've been with the group forever. And you didn't have to make any death saves tonight, but you've also been with the group.
Pitiful.
Yeah.
Pitiful.
Hey,
so the point I'm making,
I'm angry at you.
I had great death visions, and I was upset I didn't make it.
The point I'm making is that all of their characters have a history with the group. And so I think, and kudos to you. I mean, you're all very talented role players. So I'm not taking anything away from, I'm not taking anything away from anybody. But you've had time to develop this history of these characters. Your character joined this party literally 2 days ago in the sewers.
I have a T-shirt of mine, and
and so
this guy's making
there's no history.
I gave it away.
So I think that as you develop a history, maybe that, and hopefully we're creating. I'm not sure this is the right word, or I hope this isn't too cliche, but like a safe place to be able to lean into role play. There's some places you can't do that. Yeah. You just can't.
Just pick on me when we're at Wawa.
It does help that
No, it's like they just pick on me when we're at Wawa.
Okay, let me move along here.
It makes you feel
Reiner, 3,000 experience points. I think you've got a ways to go. It should put you about 168-ish. I think 195 is your next because you just popped.
172.
Nice. Okay, 170. Okay, our numbers just don't match, but all good. Ryan. You know what? I'm going to come back to you. Jess, did you have a good time?
Oh, absolutely.
What was your highlight?
I will first start by saying I'm really upset I didn't get to stab that fleshy golem thing again. I really just want like one more shot.
There might be another.
Conjures them up.
Its leg was broken. We didn't.
Every time we fought him.
Pretty much the same thing. I really loved doing the death scenes, and it allowed me to actually do more like backstory, and I liked how everybody's were like so different. Like Naldo's were for the most part pretty like uplifting, except for like when he got like for
I
like,
think
the
it's
one,
fitting
the
his
one
character.
family.
The
Yeah,
way you're
it fits the
playing it.
character, and like everybody's were very like fitting to what they did, and I enjoyed that a lot. Seeing Gazi try to bargain and deal for his life obviously let us know that like he was on the ropes, but there was really nothing more that we could do. We had fought to a stalemate, without a doubt. Like there was just two kings moving around the chessboard, and they were never gonna meet each other.
One was going to check the other, but how was that check going to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it was all we could do.
Yeah. I thought it was awesome. I loved I mean, yeah, a lot of what you did tonight was unconscious, but then
Game starts.
But the death
Same
saves
here.
and the part afterward and going through the treasure van and not forgetting the objectives.
Yeah,
and,
finding what I was tasked to find, and the sword, which I still haven't even really looked at, and like that was kind of second to what I wanted. I wanted to find that piece of the cross. That was more important than anything else, and pulling it out and like seeing the shard of it, it all kind of coalesced into the idea of this is what needs to be used to destroy Gazi. I was never told that when I was told about it, but seeing it there in that box, lined and like so carefully taken care of, it's the only destiny for that.
Okay. 4650 on experience. Odd, weird number because thank you for the hooks. You sent me a hook, and I do appreciate it. Actually, Ryan, did you have a good time?
Of course.
What was your highlight?
I have a couple. I too was upset that I didn't have to have any death visions, but I just loved all of them. I love the idea of doing it because I mean, you think in game time it's like an hour and a half of combat that they're all just on the ground, and I think it's awesome that they all still have this opportunity to role play and do something. And I really loved where a lot of them went with those. My other moment had to be how many working metaphors these guys came up with for skipping a rock. Like, I don't even know if you guys realized how good they were, but it was like I was like I don't know where you're going with this, and I'm like, oh, this is actually really good. Okay,
I feel enlightened.
Like he's like,
I was onto it.
he's like it still sinks, and you're like, yes, but if you don't struggle, then you affect nothing. I love that.
That was wickedly good. I mean, that was wickedly good.
So good back and forth. So good.
And then just Balder coming to terms with Kroof that we're like, this is it. This is, I mean, I don't know why we're turning tail at this point. It's like no one else did, and this is the moment. We just die or we don't. And just getting all the way to him just to realize it's all pointless. All of it's hopeless. And everyone is literally going to die if he doesn't just give in to Gazi. It's like all of it would be nothing. We all just end here, and he continues on, and he just felt like he had no choice. Better to live another day and try again.
You had a choice. That's the choice.
You had a choice.
No, I know, but
you had
I mean,
multiple choices.
No, what I'm saying.
You could have
ended the campaign.
You could have gone to Dijon. You could have gone to Paris.
No,
you could
I
have.
get it.
You could have.
I'm saying Balder
You
feels like he had no choice.
Yeah. Well, that was the best choice for him.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't mean Ryan as a player had
no
choice.
No,
I
no,
could have
no.
did whatever I wanted.
Yeah. I try never to railroad you guys. I hope I don't. I hope that, like, I always try to provide, like, intersections. Like, they could go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. That it's not a linear. Sometimes a dungeon, I make linear dungeons, but I literally had no idea what you were going to do tonight. But I knew. I mean, I sat here. You can see. I sat there and I tried to crunch the numbers.
You're like, there's no
and
way.
I'm crunching the numbers. And that's why I went through and put all the tabs on. I'm sitting here going the numbers, and I'm like, there's no way. And so I knew that you were the linchpin. And I didn't want to cheapen death by taking away death. So I wanted you to have that option. I mean, if you had just said, you know, like Matias, I'm charging in. I wanted to make it as glorious and as epic as I possibly could. And that's one of the reasons I intentionally had everybody do every death save, do something. Because if this was the last session, if you chose to go down swinging, I wanted it to be as epic as Tom could inject that into it. You guys are ultimately going to make that decision. But I mean, you could have. You could have fought, and I would have tried to. I don't think you would have lived.
It's not about him. Right now. I wanted to hear, if he had done that, I was so curious what your description of him taking us all out in one fell swoop.
I had a plan.
Well, it probably would have taken. It probably would have taken, because I read over and over about within 5 feet, prone, auto criticals. You still would have had saves, so you would have probably each taken 2 death saves instantly. And then you would have had a save, and who knows? And then another
3 total
2.
attacks.
I'm sorry. So it probably would have taken 2 rounds, and meanwhile you would have been wailing on him, and they probably all would have been shooting, dramatically pelting you, and arrows and shrieking, slamming into your body.
All of them miss.
As Gazi is just vomiting upon their body, your compatriots, and they're experiencing their last memories before darkness overwhelms them. I didn't want to take that away from you.
And I could have only taken 1 hit.
I'm sorry?
I could have only taken 1 hit.
You could have only?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I had like 2.
I had all intentions of using Zymon's book. For that
to stop it. Oh, because that's right. It'll stop
just
one
to get
hit.
that one extra round. but I'm like, this isn't gonna work. And then but then I feel like I made the right choice of what Balder would do, because faced with the fact that they're not dead, he left them alive on purpose as an incentive. And if they were dead and I had nothing left to live for, we go down fighting. But I don't think my conscience could have said, screw it, we'll all die anyway.
But you also were so close in that I think Gazi knew that there was a possibility that he wouldn't get the amulet back. And that, yeah, he would have killed you, but he might have killed them. And then there was a possibility. I don't know how many hit points you had. I had you at 180.
I was at 33.
Oh, 33? I didn't know that. So in my mind, I'm thinking he might have killed everybody, but you might have been standing there. And he's not dead. He goes back, he becomes a wisp of blood and goes back to his resting place. But meanwhile, he doesn't have the amulet. Which, in my mind, I was like, what does he want? What?
Yeah.
And that was the only thing. That's what he wanted. I mean, you guys, in the whole scheme of things, you guys, he's in these egotistical. Yeah, he's lawful evil, but he is utterly, utterly convinced that you are just peons.
You pull out a fake.
Does that make sense? And so, what does he want? He wants his powers back. And yeah, he got them at a price, So, hey guys, Balder, 3,500 experience. I think you're a little bit away from 15th, but still 3,500 experience
I don't
points.
know what 15 is, but I'm close.
Guys, I had a wickedly good time. Look at that, just after 10. So I had a wickedly good time.
Oh, I'm over it.
I'm sorry?
You leveled up?
I'm at 168 right now.
You're at 168, so then, yeah, you're level 15.
You're at 168? Really? Okay. That's not what I had, but awesome.
So I hit 15 last time. I'm at 172,035 now.
Okay. Okay. Please send me your hit points. Send me if you change anything after a short rest. Send me that. Send me also your XP, please, in the Discord so that I have some
see how wrong everybody is.
Because it doesn't match mine.
Usually he uploads it and it's like, oh, it matches.
Well, I stopped doing that because I didn't think anybody was reading it. To be honest with you, I honestly thought
I was
nobody
using it to
reading
keep track, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's right. He's got it.
Okay. Well, I'll send you what I got, and then you guys can correct me. Guys, I had a really good time. I honestly thought this could have been the end of the campaign. So, believe it or not, I actually have 3 different endings written here because I was like, I didn't know how this is going to end. I had no idea. And it surprised me. Thank you guys for watching the Carpathian adventure on 7-Sided Die. Again, we would like to thank Sirenscape for the use of their audio sound effects. That's www.syrinscape.com. Thank you, artists Yenu and Silky Noir, for the terrific character art. Please patronize them by the @ Yenu Draws on Instagram, @ Yenu on Tumblr and Twitter, and patronize Silky Noir on DeviantArt. Please comment in the Twitch chat room, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter, and on YouTube. While we do this strictly for fun, please let us know how we might improve the stream. Lastly, please follow us on Twitch and Instagram. Please like on Facebook and YouTube, and please subscribe on YouTube. Always remember, in the Carpathian adventure, the journey is the destination, and we will continue the journey in 4 weeks. In 2 weeks, I think, right, was the universal theme was nobody on the 4th of July, right?
Yeah, that's
so, well, you know what? We'll talk about it in the Discord. So for now, thank you for watching. Roll a 7-sided die, and have a good night.
Play some
Dungeons
Dungeons
and
and
Dragons!
Dragons!
Dungeons and Dragons!